Hey, this is Herald Times sports editor Chris Korman, joined by beat writer Dustin Dopirak. We're here in the press box at the Big House. 36-33. Did you see that coming?
Absolutely not. Not in the least. Didn't think. I mean, I thought it would be closer than some people thought. I didn't think it was going to be a complete blowout, but I figured I had Michigan by 2 touchdowns, more or less. That.
Well, the line was 21. It was 3 touchdowns.
Mm.
And Indiana, frankly, dominated a large portion of the game, basically, until the fourth quarter when Michigan started being able to run the ball and I think had about 9 first downs in that fourth quarter and really kind of took over. But Indiana set a new mark for most points against Michigan, most offensive yards, almost reached 500.
Yeah.
The offense just hit on every cylinder. It was, I said in my column that there was just harmony. It was a great game plan by Matt Canada on most of the calls. There were still some people on our live blog who questioned some of the but Ben Chappell just ran it well. This is executed.
This Chappell looked, I think, the best he's looked so far this year. I mean, he just made some great passes. I mean, Darius Willis obviously breaks.
Right, when you have a guy like that, all of a sudden it's a little bit easier to execute on offense. And Indiana hasn't had that guy in so long. He breaks tackles and showed a lot of speed today. I mean, just ran past the Michigan defense on the 85-yarder.
Yeah, no, he absolutely just scorched them. But I mean, everything, like you said, I mean, Chappell was just on with everybody, and receivers were running great routes. And the offensive line has continued to improve just drastically from what it looked like in Eastern Kentucky. I mean, they had big blocks. They were able to sustain drives. I mean, they had a bunch of long drives, and they were able to answer just every time. I mean, Chappell's still only been sacked twice. But every time Indiana was down, every time Michigan scored, Indiana had an answer for them. And it's
that offensive line. They talked all camp about, okay, now we're exploding off the ball. It's different. We're not doing zone blocking as much. We're going downhill, and that allows us to be nastier, and that's what we like to do. And it's kind of funny, so many things in football take time to develop. They can talk about it, and they got better at it in practice. We saw that, but then transferring it to the field, and so many things. Right, Indiana. That Eastern Kentucky game, you just thought, how is this team ever going to win a Big Ten game?
Yeah,
and
against anybody. And all of a sudden, this looks like a completely different team than we saw in week 1. Like, absolutely and totally different.
Right, and Bill Lynch has certainly answered most of his critics, I think. I don't think there's, obviously he's got to keep making this team competitive in games like this and probably win a few to really answer them. But a lot of the things, poor second halves, not being able to run the ball, defenses that couldn't tackle, it's been answered, I think.
Yeah, no, a lot of those things you said. I mean, I guess the one big issue that they come away thinking from this game, though, is the red zone.
Right.
I mean, they had a lot of. If you look back at it, Indiana probably should have won this game. I mean, there was several scoring opportunities on the table. They were not only just inside the 20, inside the 10. They were down to the 3 once, I think, had to settle for a field goal, down to the 8 another time. And, they had some possessions that started deep in Michigan's end with the Slager interception was at the 29.
Yep.
And to only get 3 that many times is got to be.
And Chappell took the blame for that. Ben Chappell, said, I missed some guys. I just didn't see them, and we need to execute better down there. Now, the game did come down to a somewhat controversial call. There appeared to be a possible simultaneous catch, and the ball went to Michigan. We've watched the replay. I don't know what you thought of it. Kind of hard to tell from the angle we saw.
Yeah, I haven't seen a decent angle on that yet. I don't know if there is one. Right. Basically, I mean, we didn't. We couldn't tell from where we were standing on the sideline. Yeah, the ESPN replay didn't do anything for me there either. I wasn't. Still not sure what happened. And I'm surprised. I guess the issue with it was they probably watched it on replay and said, well, we ruled it on the field, we can't overturn it.
Right.
And that's probably the situation they were in. There wasn't, you couldn't tell one way or the other, really.
Bill Lynch took it out on his gum, actually.
He did. He flung that. I don't know who was in the way of that, but...
we could probably go down to the field and maybe look for it. It might still be down there.
There might be other gum there, too, so you can't tell which one it was. But
that's a good point. Good point.
I know.
Well, on to Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean...
And the dedication of the stadium, and so it's going to be a big weekend.
Right,
I'm sure people will be excited. I don't know what the scene's like in Bloomington. I'm sure people are got to be pretty hyped. The team obviously says no moral victory, but for the fans of Indiana football, this was...
Yeah, I mean, and you look at Ohio State coming in, they come in a Memorial Stadium as opposed to them having to go to a place like the Big House. And it's got to do a lot for confidence, basically. And, I mean, both for the team and I'm sure, fans are suddenly thinking, wait a minute, this isn't going to be a blowout like we're used to seeing. Maybe they have a chance. So that could change a lot, come Saturday.
Yep. All right. Well, we hope you will join us for our coverage this week. Bill Lynch radio show tomorrow or Monday night.
Yep.
Press conference Tuesday. We'll be at practices Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll have all sorts of coverage. Hope to see you then. Blog, Hoosier Scoop, online, HeraldTimesOnline.com. Thanks. See you.